Hey guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we're also going to do another speed run. Previously we did a speed run, but I kind of just threw on some music on that video. This time I would kind of like to explain what's going on and how you can kind of effectively skip mobs and just focus down the elites with cluster arrow. So just to switch things up a little bit, last time I did cluster bombs and this time I'm going to use loaded for bear. So just so you guys kind of have a preview on both. Personally, I've been liking loaded for bear recently. I used to like cluster bombs a lot. I've been using it for a very long time, but I decided to switch things up a bit and I kind of like loaded for bear as well. So this is the skill build. Pretty straightforward. We have 4 defensive skills and just 2 offensive. We have one AoE and another really quick AoE, so this is our backup and this is our main damage dealer. We use this only when we're out of mana, and that's pretty much it. So Vengeance supports cluster arrow, Tactical supports Vault smokescreen combined with the 4-set combo, Natalya's 4-set. And using these pieces you get the regen, you get crazy move speed, and you can clear content really quickly. So my goal here is to do a speed run of Tower of the Cursed in 7 minutes, so we're going to start in a second. We have 400 physical resist. It's one thing to keep in mind, you need at least 300, so 300 is a very good number. I used to do this with 300, but I got some extra gears, so now I'm at 419. So let's start the run, and I'll just kind of commentate through it and kind of go over on what I'm thinking about as I'm skipping these mobs. So if you're low health like now, all you do is pop a shadow power and load it for bear, and you just saw me gain like 30k health, and that's pretty much one of the advantages of loaded for bear over cluster arrow. You don't have to think in your mind when your cluster arrow is going to drop and when it's going to hit. One thing you want to think about for melee elites, which I've just encountered one here, is you want to stay close to them, and the reason why you want to stay close to them is because that way they're not moving, right? And if the elites are not moving, then all of the cluster arrows, see these little bombs, they're going to explode and they're going to hit them all. So that's one little workaround you can do, but it only works for melee elites. So we're at 1 stack. The goal is to kind of do 5 stacks Cydaea run. So I'm going to get 5 stacks even if there's 4 or 3 elites in this level. I'll just go somewhere else and get the remaining stacks. So that's how it's going to work. Hopefully I can do it in under 7 or 8 minutes. It should be fine. So notice that this guy's minions are already dead, and the reason why they died so quickly is because we kind of stood still. We were not kiting, and that's very important because if you're kiting, then they're going to be moving away from the loaded for bear impact, and if they move away from the impact, then you're losing out on damage. So that's one thing you really have to keep in mind. There's not much strategy to vaulting through. One thing I recommend, the way I do it in my head, is I use 1 discipline bar for movement, and if I encounter elite, I just pop a preparation and then I have a full discipline bar ready for the elite. So that's how I organize it in my head. And prosperous razor spikes, okay, that should be a couple 100k. So one thing you need to keep in mind is that when you hit blue items, look for keywords that give you gold find or magic find, because those are the ones that sell quite a bit. And I almost died there, but I didn't really need to use a pot. I don't know if these guys are reflect. I just stopped looking at affixes. The only thing you should really watch out for is shielding. But other than that, I think you should be pretty fine. So I think we killed one already. I noticed that there's a couple health globes up there. I can use that, take advantage of it. And this guy is dead. So we have 4 stacks. Hopefully another one. Come on, come on. No. So we didn't get lucky this time. However, there's a pretty good place where you can check for elites, and that's Tower of the Damned. There's usually a elite very close to the door, up here somewhere. Again, whenever you need HP, just shadow power. And so in this case, there was a lot of mobs, and I just smoke screened through them all, right? And that's pretty much what you need to do. And when you're mobbed like this, well, in my case, I have no mana, which kind of sucks. Whoa, that was close. Oh, health globe! That was a risky health globe, but that's okay. It worked out for us. And that was a little hectic, but I think we pulled through pretty fine. We killed all of his minions, and that's pretty much it. So this guy is well on his way of dying. We got some health globes for extra mana. And this is kind of the reason why I use Loaded for Bear, because even though it does less damage, the extra mana that you get from health globes just kind of negates that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that was really close, but that's okay. We can just full heal with shadow power. So, onwards to Cydaea. So now that we have our 5 stacks, one thing that kind of makes it quicker for Cydaea is if you just stand in front of her. And the reason why you want to do that is because she's going to melee you. And if she melees you like this, then all of these cluster bombs can hit her more effectively. So that's one little strategy to keep in mind. But I think a lot of the people watching already knew this, so there's not too much to say about here. She died pretty quickly. Ooh, Radiant Star Topaz design. Sweet. So this is like 4 or 5 mil. We got some pretty good money out of this run. I'm liking that already. One little shortcut you could use is the moment you kill this heart, your waypoint is already ready at Ariat core. So you can just go to core immediately and you're going to save about like 10 seconds, but whatever. I'm just really interested in speedrunning. As you all already know, there's like nothing to do in Diablo 3 anymore until PvP comes out. So the only thing you can do to keep yourself occupied is like either quit the game, or you can do MF runs, or you can do speed runs, or whatever. I choose to do speed runs just because I think it's one of the more skillful parts to it. Of course, some people would argue there's not really much skill to Diablo 3, but I think there's quite a bit of skill. At least a little bit. I mean, you can't deny the fact that there's some skill involved in this game. So this is an example where you kind of just smoke screen and vault through. I was looking for one of these examples. When you have a huge mob and you don't feel like killing it, you just smoke screen and vault through, because vault pretty much ignores collision. So that's pretty much all I want to say about that. I think I covered quite a bit of what I wanted to say. Unfortunately, because we're moving kind of fast, and because I'm talking and doing this at the same time, it's I'm a bit inefficient. But I would like to make a version where I commentate through and kind of go over how the skill build works. So hopefully the demo and the explanations kind of helped some people out. If you do get your 4-set nats, I very much actually recommend that you use shadow power. And this whole run is kind of not possible, and this whole playstyle is not possible if you don't use shadow power. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So during this run we found a Radiant Star Topaz design. I think that's a couple of mil, like 4 mil gold or something like that. I'm going to quickly ID these just because I don't want to leave you guys hanging. So far they've been pretty bad items, but actually I don't know if this is sellable or not. It looks not very good, but whatever, we'll see how it turns out. Gold Find and Dex, that sells anytime you get Gold Find or Pickup Radius. Bots love that kind of stuff, so that stuff really sells. Unfortunately, I got some level 50s here. I should have brought my MF gear set to switch, but I was too lazy for this run, and the rest of the loot sucks, so oh well, at least we made some money doing this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys learned a little bit about how to use this skill build effectively. In the future, I think I'm going to do a entire run of Act 3. It takes about 50 minutes, but I think it's worthwhile to see how I deal with all kinds of different elites. This time we kind of got a lot of ranged ones, which is too bad, but anyways, that's all I wanted to say, so thanks for watching and see you guys next time.